Don't really wanna say goodbye. Some things just don't comply.
Even still, it could strengthen you in the faith that you do have. Bro, I've dealt with things before where there were things in my belief that people had brought up to me that I didn't know. And when I was young in my beliefs and in my faith, I was like, inside you're like, ooh, you kind of get that feeling. But then you know what? Another opportunity a situation where patience came into play.
This is growing pains for your patience, right?
But you know what I learned to employ though was patience in the regard of, I'm not too sure, but since you've raised that, let me look and see, because I don't know. I mean, and that's the funny thing too, dude. People think with beliefs and differences and stuff. Okay, belief being one difference. You don't and you won't know everything about what you believe. And it's even funny for someone who doesn't agree with you or believe with you, or, what you believe. They're looking at you like, oh, gotcha. Like, well, and that goes to your point. It's like, okay, but it's faith though, right? So we're I always say it's like apples and onions. Not that you're right or that they're right. It's just two different ways of looking at the same thing. Again, differences, right? But how well do we function and deal with that? What are you going to say, bro?
Oh, I was just going to say, like, a lot of times when you get into some of those conversations too, you realize that someone might have had some post-traumatic stress, maybe the way they were raised, kind of being force-fed some ideology or being told something. And, it's just a natural human instinct to, like, when you're being forced to or told to do something, it's natural to kind of pull back.
Facts, bro.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But that doesn't mean that sometimes maybe in those situations there was still some truth to be gleaned. It was the person that was bringing it to you, was a human and was making some human errors in communication, or
you can always pull a gem from almost anything. What is it? I mean, bro, kindergarten and old school wisdom.
That's a gem right there. Pulling a gem from everything is a gem. Man.
Exactly. But look, bro, like what you're saying, a fool, you can learn from a fool, right? You can always pull a gem from something, bro. And if your mindset, and your perspective, and just your way of approaching it, all right, dude, when you bring yourself to situations that way, the sky's the limit as far as what you can do with it, as far as bettering yourself and even others around you. Yeah. And on top of that, you can actually be, once you embody that and learn that, you live it, and then you're modeling that for other people. Yeah. And that's what it's about, bro. It's about being positive, you know what I'm saying, and just trying to grow, man, and just trying to basically put that out there with others. It's just like what we're doing, bro. So anyway, what are you going to say, bro?
And two, once you get used to that, and you own that, and you just get used to doing that over and over, it's just like any muscle in your body that you train.
Bro. Facts.
So it's like those situations are just going to, because, man, those things can overwhelm us, right? Like you have a coworker.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Sometimes like, the worst for me is when you can't even put a finger on it completely, but there's something that just bugs so bad.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? I know people understand that, you know what I mean? Where you just like, you're trying to explain it to people and people can't fully get it because they're not a fly on the wall. They're not there. They're not watching it.
No doubt.
And you're like, no, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? And then,
dude,
it's
so... I mean, again, man, it's just one of those many things that we go through in the human experience, man, dealing with differences, difficult people, and even a situation, where someone might not necessarily, like you said, because they're not there, but at some point in their life, they could totally relate to what you're saying because they've dealt with it before. Yeah. It's like, as people say, vibes and stuff like that, but the vibe, the energy, it's totally relatable and it's totally something that but a lot of times, stripping back the layers to get to what that very thing may be, right?
Some things that just don't comply.